Thank you so much for joining us. It's another episode of Your Viewpoint. Welcome, good afternoon. I am Rotimi Akintunde. This program is sponsored by Integrated Communication Services situated at Yaba, Lagos, and it's designed to encourage moral values in our society and see how we can provide possible solutions to ensure that our country, our society gets better. Today we're talking about something very important that concerns you and I. We're talking about cybercrime, cyber attacks, whatever it is you want to call it. The rise of cyber attacks in Nigeria has, of course, led to many issues. And, of course, it's one of those things we have decided to talk about today. According to the NCC, that's Nigeria's Communication Commission, about $500 million, that's the amount Nigeria is said to be losing yearly as a result of cyber attacks. So today, our talking point is about how to combat cyber attacks in our society. What can be done? To what extent has it affected us as a nation, as a people? And what are the measures we need to take as fast as possible to ensure that we have a cyber crime-free society? I'm not doing this alone. I have a guest in the studio. He's an expert, a cyber security expert. That's Temitope Odosi. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Of course, you are aware of what is happening when we talk about cyber issues, cyber attacks, but then we have some persons who do not know what it means, because the word cyber attacks sounds like it's something so big, especially the word cyber. If you're not familiar with that word, you might not be able to get what it means in the real sense. What exactly would you regard as cyber attacks? Or cyber crime, as the case may be?
Thank you once again. Cyber crime, we can say it is crime committed or crime activities committed with the use of computers, mobile phones, internet, information technology,
and so on. Okay, so we will take it from there. Today, you see a lot of people complain of illegal access, to their social platforms, their website. In fact, there was a time a particular organization, in fact, in different reports, whereby a whole organization is held to ransom, and they cannot just do anything. At that point, what happens? How do they get, to holding an organization? In fact, in some cases, we've heard about some governments, that are affected, or maybe a particular institution, the website is, and you hear, oh, the website has been hijacked. Is that part of cyber crime?
Yeah, it is. Those are actually, we refer to those as cyber attacks.
Okay.
Now, but before I respond to that, I'd like us to really understand some of the types of cyber attacks that we have.
Great.
The first one I want us to look at is the one that is called phishing attacks. Now, the phishing attack...
That phishing is Phishing.
Exactly.
So somebody will not think the phishing and Peter and all that. Yes. Okay.
Not at all.
Phishing.
So phishing attacks. Now, this is the type of crime done in such a way that the perpetrators, what they do is they send you an email pretending to be someone who they are not. They could send an email impersonating a government body. They could send an email impersonating someone else. They could send an email impersonating even businesses, different corporations, with the main aim of getting some vital details, information from you. And as soon as they get that information from you, they'll be able to use the information against the victim. That is phishing. You see that happening a lot, where you receive an email saying that, oh, this, with the content of the email, you would think, say for instance, any of the banks we have around. Say it could be XYZ Bank PLC.
Great.
And you get an email saying, oh, this is the message from your bank XYZ PLC. Click on this link, log in with your mobile banking app so that we can resolve a certain issue for you. And at the end of the day, on clicking on that link, they would have done beforehand, they would have done what we call website cloning.
Okay.
Now, they build a website that looks very, very similar to this website of the XYZ PLC.
Okay.
And then instead of XYZ, because you know the domain name has to be one. Domain names are unique. Now, it's just unfortunate that a lot of victims, people that are fallen victim of this, they do not double check the domain name on the URL they are trying to access. The URL is that's a wrong name that you see in the address bar of your web browser. So, on clicking on that, instead of xyzplc.com, you can see XYQ. There would always be something to differentiate it from the main domain name. But on getting to the website, you will see something that looks so similar to the main website. And all you just need to do to be a victim is punch in your username,
details,
your password,
and you get it
to your mobile banking platform, and then
that is
it.
Okay, now a lot of that happened, truly.
Yes.
You wanted to add something?
Yeah, I was actually going to talk about others also.
Okay.
And that is just one, which is phishing. There's one other one we call DDoS. DDoS, distributed denial of service. Distributed denial of service. This is done, the way they do this is that they try to load the websites that they are trying to attack, the victim's websites. They load it with a lot of traffic. They load it with a lot of traffic, so much so that even the web server that is controlling that website would not be able to handle. And as soon as the traffic becomes too much for the web server that is driving that website, as soon as that web server becomes overwhelmed, you know, everything goes into hanging, and then from there they can bring down the websites, and then with that they can also replace with another front page. Maybe like that,
creating another website.
They replace it with a front page. Maybe something like we've seen that happened in the US a number of times, where they attack websites, and then at the end of the day, you just see them putting something that looks like
some funny creatures,
just to show that we've been able to bring down
hack.
The website.
Yes, they call it. It's part of what some hackers. You know, we talk about hackers, unethical hackers, and all of that.
Exactly.
Yes, I guess we will still come to that because that's another kettle of fish. But then, aside phishing, DDoS, which you talked about, now there are other types. Okay, but then we might not, because of time, we might not be able to look at all of these things. But then we want to look at the common ones that are familiar, that are peculiar, you know, to people on the streets. Take for instance, when your phones have been stolen, your ATM card, people have access to it. People have access to your social media platform and all of that. You've talked about phishing. That phishing has to do with websites only. Is that correct?
Not really. They can also send you links via WhatsApp. All you just have to do is click on the link. Earlier you mentioned some organizations that end up being held into ransom. That kind of attack is actually called ransomware. They call it ransomware. Now, one of the ways it is done is it can also be done through phishing links.
Okay.
All you just need to do is click on a malicious link from any of the messages they send to you, and immediately you click on that link. In the background, you end up downloading what we call the virus we call ransomware. And what that ransomware will do is that it will go into your system, look at all the files, all the data you have on the system, and if it is on the server, it will locate all the files, all the data you have on the server, on the system, and then encrypt them.
Wow.
Encrypt
When
them.
you say encrypt, what do you mean?
Okay, encrypt, that means that you lock the files.
Yeah, code it.
You code it, you lock it so that for you to have access, you will need some kind of password or some kind of key phrase for you to be able to.
You know, at the time, a particular platform was asking people to ensure that their messages are encrypted, especially on the common platform we use, you know, to chat and all of that. And do you see
what encryption does really is to protect a message from unauthorized access. Take for instance WhatsApp.
Okay.
When you download WhatsApp and you are trying to send a message to somebody, oftentimes you get this message that says, "Oh, your message between you and this person you're trying to send a message to is now encrypted."
Yes.
Now, for me to break it down, what that simply means is more like we want to send a message from me to you, and we don't want anybody to be able to gain access to that message, or for anybody to be able to tap into the message. So is encryption, what encryption does is more like creating a pipe between you and me. You know, when you put in water from here, it comes out in the other hand. Nobody would be able to take part of that water because there is no opening on the body of the pipe. The same way, that the same thing is what encryption does. So it will encrypt the message. It's more like creating a tunnel between the sender and the receiver, so that all the messages you send through the tunnel, nobody will be able to access it. But these ransomware guys, they've done it in such a way that once they encrypt, you know, they encrypt the message. You that owns the file will not be able to access it, and then you will need to now contact them for them to give you the password or the passphrase to access the data, your own data saved in your PC.
That's quite interesting.
So they end up encrypting, and then you would have no choice if you still really need the data. You will have no choice.
All right, than to do their bidding.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's talk about possible reasons for all these things, because we are still going to go back to different ones, as I mentioned earlier. The ATM card, when people use their ATM withdrawal. In fact, I've been a victim before, you know, under serious duress, I must say. You know, I needed to, in fact, the POS was provided. The POS I did not ask for. The POS, and it was withdrawn immediately. The interesting thing is that I went to the bank to find out exactly who owns the POS. Did you know they gave no account of that? What do you have to say to that?
Actually, with that, what happened to that has no other name than robbery. Robbery. It's actually pure robbery. Okay. Why? Because you could be held at gunpoint, and then they give you a POS, put in your card, put in your.
But it's agreed. But the other side, the act itself, you know, the result of that robbery is my focus now. Yes.
Now, I think also, if you really look at this, you will discover that even our financial institutions, they are not helping matters when it comes to this particular act.
Okay.
A number of people has actually fallen victim to this, and Whenever they get to the bank, they come back with the same report saying that the bank said they cannot provide the details of who owns the POS, even with a police report. I've seen people that got robbed at gunpoint. They were given POS to put in their card to, and then all their savings, all their life savings were withdrawn within minutes.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, they reported to the police, they got police reports, they went to banks, and at the end of the day, the bank still could not give them the details of the perpetrators. And we are not even saying you should give them the name of the people that actually carried out the act, but at least you should be able to provide the name of the people that's registered or that owns
the POS. And maybe sometimes they do not want to release those details for people who are not in the those that are not investigators, so to speak. You know, oftentimes you see situations whereby the policemen, while in the course of investigation, might be able to do that.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that it would have helped the victim to some extent.
Yes.
It would have helped the victim to some extent if the bank had been a bit more supportive to say, oh, this is the name of the person that owns this POS. It was meant for this particular business, but even if that is all
the only thing, yes,
to the victim, it would have been able to help.
Okay, thank you so much. We've been talking about cybercrime, cyber attacks in Nigeria, the best ways to combat this. But then we've been able to look at different types as it affects everybody. Talk about social media platforms, phones, access to cards and all of that. In fact, we're going to talk about situations whereby they get your PIN and you wonder, how did they withdraw my money? And you keep wondering, and it looks like a dream. So a lot of persons are involved in this, and they are wondering what exactly can be done. We need to go on this break. When we're back, we'll get to talk more about all of these issues and see how to combat them. On this break, we're going to be talking about something quite interesting. Let me ask, are you a fan of senator suits? This senator style, do you like putting it on?
Yes, I do.
Okay, maybe for the fact that you are from Lagos, when you go to parties and all of that.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what we get to see in this break. There's a video Tosin Maliki has for us as something about senator suit. But we'll be back. Please go nowhere.
Did you know that it is difficult to talk about men's fashion in Africa today without mentioning the popular senator styles? Senator suits have become popular even among the young adults because of the varieties that they come with. If you are thinking of staying away from the normal suits for something exotic, you may have to embrace the senator attire. Senator wears are created to give you that confidence you desire in events. These days, we see everyone, including women, rock these cute attires. When it comes to looking formal and still traditional, you need senator wears to make that impression. There are many styles that you can accommodate in senator outfits, whether you want to look shouting or quiet. When it comes to the colors, senator wears will fulfill your dream. For couples or even family members, they can make use of these attires for events, family gatherings, and even religious events. Senator suits are created to give the wearer that opulent feeling that can only be gotten from a rich traditional outfit. Senator design is a versatile piece that may be worn to a classic white wedding, formal occasion, or even religious occasions. Fitted pants are worn with a shirt that can be short or long-sleeved and has different designs on different portions of the garment. Senator suit styles can also be elaborate with a jacket-like appearance. Designers are working hard to create beautiful designs using appealing colors like white, black, blue, and other chilly hues. Because of the cool clothes used, this costume is excellent for any weather conditions. Material for men's senators might be basic, plain, and patterned, or created with cool stripes. This style has a variety of designs applied to it to make it more attractive, including but not limited to designing it with patches of various colors utilizing decorative stitching and in some cases embroidery designs. Here are some of the latest senator styles for men: polished look, striped senator design, print and mix and match pattern senator style, bright pocket square contrast style, sleek checkers pattern design, clean cut style, pocket square design. Senator designs are usually made of suit material because it is glossy and appealing, but designers have also utilized other materials like Ankara.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying there. This is your viewpoint. We are still talking about cybercrime in Nigeria, in our society, the best way to tackle this menace, so to speak. I have Temitope Odosi. I'm still speaking with him on this issue on cybercrime. He's a cyber security expert. Remember, you can be a part of this conversation. You can send your contributions, your comments, your questions to our social media platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The handle is at your_viewpoint. Of course, we're willing to attend to those messages. Now, let's quickly look at the basic reasons. But before we look at that, I want you to talk about the ATM access to pins. Access to pins. How do people, how do these people in question get access to your pin? I know you've talked about phones. Have you talked about, phones? Okay, you are going to talk about that. But before the program started, we had a little discussion on phones, that if they have access to your phones, and that might just give them. What do you have to say?
Okay, talking about
ATM
the way
cards.
ATM cards, the way that happens is sometimes you might be at home, you might even happen to be with your card physically, and then all of a sudden you start getting alerts. Wow. Somebody making withdrawals from your account, or somebody making purchase with your card. The way that is done is this.
Okay.
Now, for anybody to be able to make withdrawals from your card, it means they must have gotten access to your card, and also they must have at one time or the other been able to get your PIN numbers. Now, the way they get this information is this. Oftentimes, there's something we call skimming devices.
Okay.
Now, if you go to some ATMs, you would see some plastic covering the keypad of the ATM card.
Yes.
Those plastic covering, what they are meant for is to protect you, to guide the keyboard in such a way that when you are pressing in the keys, or your PIN numbers, nobody will be able to see what you're typing on the keyboard. But it is just unfortunate that these guys have grown so sophisticated to the extent that they manufacture what we call skimming devices. They make it look just like that thing that is meant to protect you when you are putting in your PIN on the ATM machine. And what they do is they cover the main ATM machine with that thing. Now, that thing itself has its own keypad, has its own battery, and also it has, some of them have a memory card, some would have SIM cards to transmit. Now, what they do is, as you are pressing, once you press or you punch in your PIN numbers, that scanning device takes in the PIN. Your PIN number takes it and transmits it to a server that must have been registered with that scanning device. And then the device also has something that will scan the black stripe at the back of your ATM card. So as soon as that is done, all the details of your card gets recorded alongside the PIN number you are earlier punching, and then it is transmitted.
Now the question is, how do you know the fake?
Now, the way you do know the fake is whenever you see that covering on any ATM machine,
Okay.
shake it, because some of them are actually they're actually original.
Okay.
They actually came with the ATM. So the way you know the one that the scammers has installed is for you to pull it, shake it before you even slot in your card. Sometimes you might be surprised that when you shake it a bit, that thing will just come off.
Wow.
And once you see anyone that comes off, look under it, you will see the keypad. You will see that the keypad on that thing is different from the keypad of the main ATM machine. And then you will see a flat battery.
Okay.
You can actually go, people can actually go, it's something you can do. You can do a little search by yourself. Go online, type in skimming devices on Google, and then you will see the pictures.
Wow. Now that's quite revealing, I must say. A lot of people don't know this, and it's glad that we are really glad that we are able to give this information so that a lot of persons will have an idea what is going on. Imagine somebody who does not have an idea of what phishing is about, skimming devices and all that. You know, some people would even say, especially old people, so to speak, they come around, oh, my daughter, my son, please help me punch it. And that's a very quick, how do I describe the opportunity now? It gives them free access.
More like giving them free access.
Free hand, yes. But what comes to mind is, in these organizations, we have security men. They have a role to play in that regard. So they should have an idea that, okay, there are people who try to do this. What do you have to say to that?
Oftentimes you will see that most of the compromised ATM machines are actually machines that are not within a banking
vicinity. Okay.
Banking vicinity. You know, you have ATM machines at bus stops.
Yes.
You have ATM machines at
malls. Some eateries or some places like that. They try to
malls,
create.
You see ATM machines. So it's I'm not saying it's not possible, but it becomes much more difficult for these guys to actually walk into a banking facility and try to install a skimming device on the ATM machine without the CCTV camera at that point picking in the person, or without any of the security men seeing.
But you know, on these ATM machines, there's a part where there's a camera. The camera takes the picture of the person operating.
Exactly.
Don't you see that as an opportunity to, prevent them?
You can. Most of these guys, they are well aware that the ATM machine has camera, and what they do is they cover the camera
just their hands. Okay.
With their hand. They cover the camera of the ATM machine, and then they put in whatever they want to put in. The ATM machine is not going to stream because what they are there to do. They are not there to make video. They are only there to install their home device. So they just cover the camera, install their device, and then they walk away.
All right. Okay, if you're just joining us, this is your viewpoint, and we've been talking about different issues surrounding cybercrime, cyber attacks in our society. The best way to combat it is what we are trying to focus on this afternoon. But whatever it is, if you have not been able to start this program with us, you can of course catch up on YouTube. All you need to do is to type at your_viewpoint. You'll be able to access all our episodes. We talked about a number of things, different issues surrounding that has to do with our development. Now, let's quickly look at the possible causes of all of these things. Why is this happening, and why is it on the rise?
I would say one of the reasons why this is happening within our society at this moment, and one of the reasons why it is on the rise is mainly because of the rate of unemployment amongst our youths.
Okay.
The rate of employment is actually one of the reasons. And also another reason why this is on the rise is what we call greed.
Okay.
You will see a young person trying to drive the same car. Imagine a young person of 20 years trying to drive the same car that a man of 55 years that has
but
for years.
Are you aware that motivational speakers will say you should dream big? What about that? Do you think that's the reason they want
the motivational speakers are?
Yes, that you should dream big, achieve big, and all of that.
Yeah, they are telling you to dream big.
Yes.
It means you should dream big.
Yeah.
You should work hard. Also. Now, I think what most of these motivational speakers also fail to tell these young people is that wealth accumulation does not happen overnight.
Overnight, wow.
It doesn't happen overnight. You need to do your best, work hard, and then go after it.
Now, you remember we had this COVID-19 lockdown, pandemic, and all of that. Some people have said it is a reason this cyber attacks, crime is on the rise. What do you have to say to that?
I believe, to some extent, yes, I may want to agree with them. Why? Because during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was lockdown. A lot of people lost their job during that period, and they need to feed. They have family to feed. A lot of young people that are meant to go out on a daily to earn or to make something for themselves that they to live on, they were unable to do so, and because of this, they had to, look for alternatives. And also, another reasons why I may want to agree with that was because during the COVID-19 period, a lot of businesses had to take their business, a lot of companies had to take their businesses online.
So payment is online.
Payment is online.
Delivery,
everything has to be done online.
Okay.
And then these guys also, they are smart guys. They also sit down and say, okay, there must have been something that these people, while they were designing their work from home program, there must have been something they omitted. And that is actually what they are going to try to work on. The areas that you didn't take into consideration while designing your work from home program. So
all right.
Just look at that area and then see what.
And take advantage of it. Now, we must also consider people that are not, you see, some people, when they talk about information technology, computer-related issues like this, they say, oh, look, I'm not an internet person, or I'm not a computer person, and all of that. What do you have to say to people like this? Because at this time, it looks like the world is becoming digitalized. Or maybe we should say it's digitalized already. So what should people like this do? Because to a large extent, look at the first issue, cyber issue we talked about, that's phishing, whereby you need to notice what you have on that bar. The bar, yes, the address bar, so to speak, yes. Most people don't notice that. You just pick up their phones, okay, this thing looks like, oh, it looks like my bank company, my bank website, they click. In fact, recently, somebody told me a number of downloads coming, on her WhatsApp, and if she's not careful, she would have pressed one of those downloads and everything would just go like that. Then in some cases, because we also need to talk about fraud, how fraud is committed, but that's another kettle of fish. You see some people, you talked about greed the other time, and you see a number of persons offering. In fact, that has become so rampant. They send you a message, somebody you don't even know will send you a message that, look, oh, I have a deal for you. And the deal, you would get, I will get 30%, you get 70%, and you begin to wonder, what's the deal about? I don't even know. Before you know what is happening, people get involved. Now, what do you think can be done? Because when we say it's as a result of unemployment, we have some other young people and other adults that are engaging themselves. Do you really think it's about unemployment?
It might not be majorly about mainly about unemployment, but unemployment is part of it.
Okay.
Actually, now talking about what can be done, we all have a role to play as a business. As a business, now quickly, I'd like to mention this.
Okay.
It's just unfortunate that a lot of companies decided to take their businesses off online. They introduced work from home program without putting in adequate infrastructure to drive the program that they decided to adopt.
Okay.
Now, take for instance a company that decided to go online. They started work from home program, and then they do not even have an enterprise-based ISP. When I say ISP, I mean internet service provider. They still use modems within the office facility. And then they have nothing to control access into the company's database. They just open it up. They just open it up. It's open for anybody available on the internet. All they just do is do what we call port forwarding without putting any security measure on their edge device. They just do port forwarding. When you are coming to the office network, they should just take you directly to the database, because staffs that are working from home need to pick files from the office database. Now, a lot of businesses failed to put measures around their network infrastructure, and to them, they believe they have a justified reason for doing that, and which really a lot of them would say is because of cost. Now, security, network security is not cheap. So also, it is not outrageously expensive. So it is something that a business that wants to adopt work from home needs to look critically into.
All right, we would emphasize more on that, but then we need to go on this break. We would go into the world of sport very briefly. Right after that, we have people on the street who spoke about this issue and gave their submissions regarding that. Right after that, we'll be back. Please go nowhere.
Golf is one sport that is slowly creeping into the hearts and minds of Nigerians. Golf is played on a large open-air course with the aim of using the fewest possible strokes to win the course. Here are the top 5 places to go golfing in Nigeria. Smoky Hills Golf Resort. Smoky Hills is located on the outskirts of Akure in Ondo State. The resort has a standard 18-hole golf course of 140 acres with international standard facilities, including a private area and driving range. It is presently the biggest golf course in Nigeria and has huge plans for the future. At Smoky Hills, you can meet with friends, relax, eat, explore nature or golf. IBB International Golf and Country Club. IBB is located on Asu Drive in Abuja, close to the Presidential Villa. It is a tourist attraction with one of the most beautiful parkland coasts in sub-Saharan Africa. It occupies about 249 acres of land. It has facilities including a clubhouse, bar, restaurants, and a driving range. You can visit the resort to watch animals like crocodiles and monkeys in their natural habitat, relax, or just play golf. Le Méridien Ibom Golf Resort. Le Méridien Ibom is located in Uyo, Nigeria, and sits at the top of a rich palm forest vegetation in the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. It has a world-class 18-hole golf course. It is some minutes from the Akwa Ibom airport. It has a world-class on-site restaurant that serves continental dishes and kids menu, and an on-site bar, free Wi-Fi and private parking. It also offers additional services on request, 24 hours front desk, airport pickup service and conference facility. Ikoyi Club. Ikoyi Club is located in Ikoyi, Lagos. It is a private member family club and it occupies about 456 acres of land and provides first-class facilities for about 10,000 members. Here you are offered training exercise of the rules and etiquette of golf to aspiring and existing golfers. There is an open pavilion with a large multipurpose screen for all sporting activities viewing and individual or corporate relaxation, as well as a large banquet hall for events receptions, which has up to 220 seating capacity, a full air-conditioned bar, lounge and restaurant. Lakowe Lakes. Lakowe Lakes Golf and Country Estate is designed as an exclusive, secure and serene haven, located 25 minutes outside the bustling business center of Lagos. The Lakowe Lakes development occupies a land area of roughly 308 hectares and overlooks a 55-hectare lake. The estate comprises a pristine 18-hole golf course and clubhouse, with sports facilities such as swimming pool, squash, tennis, and badminton sports.
My name is Virginia every summer.
I don't know, but one thing that I see is that the society that we have, we celebrate results. When I mean results is that we don't even know how the person come about the success. All we see is that, oh, he's a young guy, he's a young girl, she's doing well. In fact, you see so devastating, that so disheartening, that you see some parents even comparing their children that, you did not see so person, she's doing well. We don't even want to know how this person came about, the success. My advice is that because of the current situation of the Nigerian economy, and I think it's even the nation of the world, the most important thing is that one, we cannot rule out God. We should put the fear of God in our children, because see, even when you know God, by the time you get out there, peer pressure, all of that, bully and all of that, some, it's not as if they want to do it, but they were subjected to bully, and at the long run, they will have to, giving. So I think all of that should be taken care of, and then but we should encourage and enlighten our children that, oh, these are the effect of drug, these are the effect of you doing this and doing that, and then we should also let them know that it's usually good for you to to uphold integrity. I think that's the most important thing, integrity, because for me I feel it's just lack of integrity and the way we celebrate success in our society without knowing what that person has done.
So it's just that the society is so bad, the institutions in the society, they are bad to the extent that anything goes. So if we have like stronger institutions, starting from the family down to the political institution, educational institution, when they show the importance of hard work, that a lot of these people that are involved in cybercrime, if they put that their initiative into something better, they can start up businesses that will give them like shit ton of money.
Every day they increase more. The more the police arrest these young guys, they come up in numbers because there is no job. Go to the hotel now, even the hotelers, the owner of the hotel have conspired together with the cybercrime guys, all these guys. They go up, they carry laptop, they carry handset, they are doing it, there is no job. They should give them a job, engage them and discourage them of doing this kind of thing. That is only solution.
Provide job for these youths. Nigerian youth are smart. It takes smart person to defraud another, provide jobs for them, and they will stop. Listen, if Nigerian youth have job, nobody will be thinking on how to collect 1 naira from somebody illegally. Provide jobs for them, and they will stop cybercrime. It's as simple as that.
My name is Engineer every summer.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us. This is your viewpoint. We're still talking about cybercrime, cyber attacks. I'm still talking with Temitope Odosi, a cybersecurity expert. The other time you were talking about network security. Yes, how important is that? You said it's not outrageously expensive. It's something, but then small businesses may not be able to afford that.
They should also be able to afford that, because
now,
if you really look at it, now your business without your data. If, take for instance, if any business gets attacked with ransomware, and your businesses, your data gets encrypted, and they're asking you to come and pay $100 million or $100,000.
But you know, as it is now, a lot of businesses, especially because of this work from home syndrome situation, let me put it like that, people are going online, save their whatever on cloud and all of that, whatever it is they want to do.
Even saving on cloud is also another topic entirely, because you don't just go online and start saving things. Now,
are you saying it's not secured?
It is actually.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
But in this part of the world, you would discover that the way we make use of technology in this part of the world, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I've seen it with so many companies that we've consulted for.
Okay, share with us.
And now, we've seen instances where a company uses Microsoft 365.
Okay.
Now, with that, they were able to take advantage of the email service. They were able to take advantage of the cloud storage service. They were able to take advantage of Teams.
Okay.
They were able to take advantage of a number of services. But oftentimes, and I can bet you 99, if not 100% of our viewers are guilty of this. Oftentimes, you will see the users, when you log in, when they log into their account, web-based, you have your portal.office.com address, and then it gives you a place where you are going to put in your username and your password. The username would now have to be your office address, and then the password given to you by the office admin, the office administrator. A lot of people, what they do is they just put in the username and password, and then they save their credentials to the browser. They save their credentials to the browser. Now, when
you say credentials, you're talking about personal details?
No.
Does it include
I'm talking about the login details to the cloud platform provided by the office that they are meant to work with. You know, I made mention of Microsoft 365. Now, this Microsoft 365, you have a portal where you will log into, and once you log into that portal, you have access to the email service, you have access to cloud storage service from that one single portal. You will be able to upload files from your PC into the cloud storage, and also you can pick files from the cloud storage. But just one username and password controls that access. Now, people log in and they save to browser. Now, what save to browser means is that they feel, I don't want to have to start typing in my username and password each time I want to do something on my laptop. But that is very, very dangerous.
In fact, if somebody has access to your laptop,
if anybody has access to
computer,
your computer, or in fact, even if you send your laptop for repairs, the repair guys, they will have access to everything.
Every detail. All right, I think there's a whole lot to talk about on this issue of cybercrime. But very quickly, what is the way forward? What do you think can be done in our society to prevent this, from the government down to organizations, down to individuals? What exactly?
Now, first of all, to organizations, ensure you have a team that handles your technology department, that will manage your technology department for you. You don't even have to have an in-house technology team. You can employ the services of tech consultants. They will do this for you, and they will do it well. Now, one of the things they would ensure is that your patches are up to date. When I say patches, I mean updates. Now, when most of these softwares like Microsoft, Mac OS, or even Linux, when they release patches, there is a reason why they are releasing the patches. Now, at times they must have, it could be that they've noticed that there is something, maybe there is a breach or something, and then they will release a patch to fix whatever the issue is. So if you fail to run the patch, if you fail to install that update at that particular time, it means you are open to whatever attack. That is for business. Now, for individuals, you also have a part to play. At least we can, we know a number of persons that are already doing something in their own capacity to combat this. There's a guy, I think he goes on social media, he goes by the name.
Okay, you don't want to talk about the name, so we don't give him free advice. But what does it do?
What they do is they go to the slums. They pick guys and then train them on how to play chess. They started with chess.
That's now, quite popular. It went viral. Yes.
Now they've taken it a step further. They now teach these guys how to code. Meaning that once they are done with that program, they may be able to get jobs. Also, on our home part, also we have something similar that we also run, that we are also doing. Also, I would want to say that the government also can do something to really help the youth, and also to encourage them not to go into fraud. Now, permit me to talk about this. A very long time ago, just before I went into tech, I was actually trying to learn how to make use of the computer.
I hope it's a short story. We have this I want to know.
I was trying to learn how to make use of the computer, but the long and short of the story was that somebody that was trying to contest for a public office came out with a program to say, he wants to train people how to use the computer system and things like that. That was during the time where Lagos State just made that decision that all Lagos State staff must go and learn how to make use of the computer. So somebody brought the form, gave me the form, I took the form, I was able to finish the program, and since then, we're here today. Also, the government can also do something in that line. You can create centers, take people off the streets, and then also, these guys, they also need to know that there are legitimate ways for them to make money online. They don't
remember I talked about ethical hackers,
yes.
professional hackers.
Exactly.
Yes, and I want to believe that is legal.
It is legal.
All right, we get to talk about more of this, but then quickly, just one or two messages from viewers. This is Gospel OBE from Teju Show. In my opinion, cybercrime is growing day by day as a result of unemployment. See the country today, no job for the youth. Even entrepreneurs are fighting to keep their businesses afloat. This from Folari Maxwell. Butemeta says, well, Nigerians need to be alert, particularly when using the internet, because that's the platform in which they operate from. In order to avoid being a victim, do not divulge important information such as bank account details, SIM card information, so that it won't be used against you. Dr. Fabi, he says, cybercrime today in Nigeria is popularly known as Yahoo Yahoo. In quote, and now these scammers have gone a step further to add fetish or diabolical means in extorting money from people, as they now call it Yahoo Plus. Do you believe fetish substances can also aid cybercrime? Yes. Oh, really? Yes. Oh, maybe as an African man, you would believe that. All right, this is where we get to wrap up the show. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you so much for coming on the show. All right, be sure to join us same time, same station next week. We'll be back again. Your Viewpoint is on our social media handles. You can find it on YouTube. That's at your_viewpoint to see all the programs we have aired, and that will, you have the opportunity to send in your comments or contribution. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is Your Viewpoint. It returns next week by God's grace. I am Rotimi Akintude. Do have a wonderful time.